In a world where we often cling to material possessions, true freedom lies not in what we own, but in what we choose to let go. Imagine a serene monk in a mountain temple, living a life of simplicity and peace. One fateful day, he encounters a thief. What happens next will challenge everything you thought you knew about attachment and freedom. This is the Zen story of the monk who teaches us that the moon cannot be stolen, no matter how hard we try. The sun was just rising over the tranquil mountains, casting a golden hue across the serene landscape. The monk, known for his wisdom and compassion, was in his garden, silently tending to the flowers. His garments were humble, made of coarse cloth, but they were clean and symbolized the life of simplicity he chose to lead. One day, a desperate thief appeared at the temple gates. The thief had been watching the monk for days, envious of his peace and tranquility. He thought to himself, "If I could only take what he has, I would be free." Driven by greed and the illusion of happiness that possessions promised, the thief approached the monk with malicious intent. As the thief stormed into the garden, the monk looked up and said, "What is it that you seek?" The thief, taken aback by the monk's calm demeanor, replied with venom in his voice, "I want your clothes. Hand them over." Now in this moment, you might expect the monk to resist, to defend himself against this act of aggression. You might assume that he would fight for his possessions, for his dignity. But the monk simply smiled, undid his robe, and handed it over to the thief without hesitation. The thief was shocked. "Why would you give me your clothes? Don't you care about what I'm taking from you?" The monk softly replied, "I have many robes. Each one is merely a covering for my body. But what you cannot take from me is my spirit, my peace, and my understanding of freedom. You are welcome to the robe, but know this, it is simply a reflection of your desire and my lack of attachment." The thief, confused, took the robe and ran, but instead of feeling triumphant, he felt a knot of unease in his stomach. As he fled the temple, he could not shake the profound wisdom of the monk's words. What happens next is a turning point. The monk didn't lose his identity or his freedom with the loss of his robe. In fact, he felt even more liberated. This moment becomes a lesson for anyone who clings too tightly to their possessions, their status, or their wealth. The freedom of non-possession allows us to float through life with ease. Imagine living without the weight of material attachments. How would that change your life? How many of us find ourselves in the cycle of obtaining and losing? The monk's story invites us to challenge these beliefs. Now, let's explore the outcome of this story. As the days passed, the thief began to reflect on his actions. The robe he had stolen was not merely a physical object, but rather a symbol of his discontentment and lack of understanding. He wandered through the town, wrapped in stolen cloth, feeling a sense of shame growing within him. One evening, as the thief looked at his reflection in a puddle, he saw more than just a man in stolen clothes. He saw a man shackled by greed and desire. What is the point, he thought, of taking something that doesn't truly belong to me? This moment of clarity began to fill him with a longing for understanding, a craving for the very peace that the monk radiated. Meanwhile, back at the temple, the monk continued his life without the robe. He spent time meditating, nourishing his spirit, and connecting with nature. Each day, he found joy in the flowers blooming and the breeze flowing through the trees. He lived in harmony, unburdened by possessions, embracing the philosophy that what exists in this world cannot be owned, but only experienced. Curiously, the thief's path led him back to the temple days later, this time filled with remorse. With a humbled heart, he approached the monk and said, "I stole your robe, thinking it would bring me happiness. Instead, it has brought me only regret. I want to understand how you can be so free." The monk took a deep breath, seeing the changing tides within the thief. True freedom does not come from what we possess. It lies in recognizing the impermanence of all things. My clothes are just garments. The treasures of the heart can never be stolen. Appreciation, compassion, inner peace. This is where the story transcends beyond just a lesson about material possessions. It's about the journey of learning to let go and embracing the essence of life itself. As they spoke, the sun began to set, lighting the sky with colors that no amount of money could buy. The thief began to realize that the monk was not just a man who had chosen a simple life, but rather a sage who understood the philosophy of existence. The monk offered the thief a new way of life, one rooted in kindness and self-reflection. From that day forward, the thief became the monk's disciple. He learned to let go of his attachments, and, as he did, a transformation began to flourish within him. They spent their days wandering through the mountains, sharing wisdom with those they encountered. Together they practiced the art of living freely, passing on the message that true fulfillment comes not from material wealth, but from inner richness. And here lies the heart of this story. The moon, which shines bright and full in the night sky, cannot be stolen. It exists beyond possession, illuminating the path for those willing to see. We often chase after the material, blinded by the illusion that it can offer lasting happiness. So, what about you? Are you clinging to things that weigh you down? What if you started to let go? Imagine the freedom. Imagine the peace. In a world fixated on ownership, let's embrace the teachings of the monk that remind us the most profound treasures cannot be held in our hands or in our bank accounts. They are found within our hearts, in our ability to love, to forgive, and to let go. If stories like this resonate with you and you yearn to learn more about the mysteries of life, ensure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you won't miss the insightful journey ahead. Let's challenge ourselves to redefine what it means to live freely. Let's uncover the essence of our existence and understand that, like the moon, true beauty cannot be stolen. If today's exploration awakened something within you, if it challenged your thinking, sharpened your awareness, or brought you a new sense of calm, don't walk away unchanged. Subscribe to Stoic Zen Voices and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next step in this journey toward discipline, clarity, and inner mastery. And share your thoughts with us in the comments. Your story, your struggle, your insight, they matter. They echo far beyond your screen and help shape the wisdom of this community. Carry this with you. Growth is not accidental, it's intentional. And by returning here again and again, you choose the path of strength, resilience, and stillness. The journey is yours. But you do not walk it alone.